talk about the very important features of the Java 1.8, which is Base64 encode and decode. Okay, so in Java 1.8 also it's came one of the very important features, which is Base64 encode and decode. Okay, so if you see here, Base64 is one of the class. It's a binary text to the encoding schemes that represent binary data into the ASCII. Okay, a string format to the translating into the radix 64 representation. Okay, so in Java, the java.util.base64 class provides supports of encoding data. So what do you mean by the encoding and decoding? It means that whatever the data you have, if you want to encrypt it, you want to decrypt it, so in that situation you can take the help of the Base64. हालांकि हम लोग Base64 यूज नहीं करते, okay, but really it's very important. Okay, so in Base64 what we can do is, for example, we have a one password, and those password you have to send with someone. Okay, so if you send directly, maybe the some problem will occur, maybe the leakage of the security leakage we can say. But if you encrypt those password and then you have to send those password to him, and you have to tell him, hey, first you have to decrypt this password and then you can use it. Okay, so that is better way to give the password with the encrypted way. Okay, so for that Java whatever the Base64 classes is introduced, and it's very important. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, so encoding decoding you can do with that, and this is the Base64 name. Okay, and if you see the example here how we can do it, so for example we have some of the text data which is hello world, and you have to convert it into the encrypting format. So we can do this line of the code. First you have to create Base64 encoder, and then after you can call two method to encode to the string. Guys, I hope you understood. Okay, here is the example of decoding a Base64 encoding strings. So you can simply do that. Okay, I hope you understood. Next, if you see, this is the example of how you can do encode and decode. So for example, Java is your password, and if you want to encode it or decode it, you can do it. So let's see with the example we can do with the help of our ID. So let me go to our ID, and this is the ID. Let me write one string, which is nothing but a string password. Okay, and password I will give something called pk12345. This is the password, and this password I want to send to someone, but not directly. I have to encrypt it. So what I can do? First I have to create the encoder. So how can I create encoder? With the help of the Base64 class, which is available in java.util. So first I will call this particular classes, and this class having a one static method which is get encoder. So I will call get encoder. Okay, through that I can receive one encoder object. Okay, let me store it. So this is the encoder object, and this encoder having a power to convert our data simply. Okay, okay, fine. So this is having a power to convert it. So for example, I have an encoder, and this is the password I have to encode it. So what I can do? Encoder dot encode. Okay, and here I have to pass my password, but while passing my password I have to convert into the byte code. Okay, so get bytes. Okay, so whatever the string data I have, first I have converted this string data into the bytes, and then I can pass to the encode method. Encode method will encode this particular given byte array, you can say, and this will return this data. So this is nothing but byte encode. If you want to see, you can see the example here also. So for example, we have encoded the Base64, we get encoders, and encoder dot encode to the string s dot get bytes. You can call here, but the method is different. You can use it. Okay, so for example, you are doing work with the encode to a string, so you can here use encode to a string simply, and now this will return one string which is encoded. Let me store this data. So here if you see, it's encoded data. Let me format it, and let me maximize it also. Okay, so if you see here, encoded to the string, so this is the encoded string. Otherwise you can say encoded password. Encode password. If you want to print it, you can print easily. Very simple. Okay, s out encode password. You can print it. but I'm not able to see the console. Let me open the console here. Fix it. Okay, so this is the data which is encoded. Okay, and this data I want to decode. Okay, right. So what we can do is, this is the encoded word. So let me do one thing. What we can do, so this is the encoded. So let me write here encode password, encode password, and now I'm going to write a code for decode the password. Decode password. Okay, so this is the encoded password. You know, this is the encoded password which is we have printed here. Okay, right. Let me take this password, okay, which is encoded, and here I will create one more string, and I will write encode pwd password, and this is the password which is available in the string format. This is nothing but this one only, a string password. Okay, now I want to decode this particular password, and I have to check what is the actual original strings we have. So what we can do, first we have to create decoder. So we can create the decoder with the help of the Base64 classes. So this is the Base64.get decoder, and once you call the decoder, it will return you one decoders, and with the help of those decoders, okay, with the help of those decoders, you can easily convert it. Okay, so for example, decoder dot decode, and which is nothing but a string. Okay, so this is the decode password, and those you can directly pass inside the string. That is also fine. Otherwise, you have to store this data. So you can store first, so it will return one byte code, and those byte code you can pass inside the string. So you have to create one string which is a decoded password, we can say. So decode encoded password. Here we have to write an encoded password. So then after we got decoded password. Okay, decode password. Okay, and new string, and we can pass our bytecode which is decode. Okay, simply it will return one decoded password, and if you print those password, you can see what is the output. What is the output? Just guess it, guys. What is the output? So if you guess what is the output, so decode password. Let me, okay, decode password. So if you see this password, what is the output? Oh my god, PK123, which is the same thing, but I have done the work on the decode, this one. So first I have converted this data into this one, and then after this data I have converted into the this one. I hope you guys understood how to do the encode, how we can do the decode. So all those things we are going to do with the Base64. So Base64 class is also very important for the encoding, decoding, maybe the password, or maybe some confidential data. We can do work with that. And this is the 1.8 Java features, guys. That is the main important things. Okay, not only encode or decode, main thing is it's a 1.8 feature. Okay, let's go to our slide. So if you see here, we have checked the example, it's working fine. You can do your own practice so that you can get more confidence on that. What is the default method? So default method, whatever I am talking about it, this is also a very important method, guys. Okay, why I am saying it's important? If you talk about default method, or if you talk about static methods in interface, it's a very important. Those are also a features of Java 1.8. A static method, default method, static method, default method, which is coming inside the interface, which is Java 1.8. So let's see quickly. For example, default methods are the features introduced in the Java 8 that allow developer to add methods with implementation to an interface. Correct? Without breaking the existing code, the implementation that interface prior to Java 8 interface could only define abstract method that had to be implemented by the implementing classes. Okay, and this is the something example of interface. So let me take example of default method, how we can do the practice on that. So let me create one class quickly. The class name is default interface, default interface, default method interface. Okay, let it be. Okay, and I'm going to write one main methods. Okay, one more things I will do here, I will write it test. Let me convert it. Okay, before going to do anything, so let me create one interface. So INTERFACE interface. I will give the interface name is called my interface. INTERFACE, my interface. I have given the name, and let it be create one interface, and inside the interface I am going to define one default methods. So what is the signature of default method? So first you have to start with the default, and after that you can write the return type, and then you can write your method name. So what is the method name? I'm going to give the method name called my default method. This is the method name. Okay, and I will provide the implementation inside this. So I will write s out. Okay, and I will write Java is s out. This is my channel name, so don't forget to subscribe it. Okay, so this is the code I have written, which is one interface, and you have, as of now, you know, in interface we can't write any implementations of the methods, but Java 1.8 onwards we can write method inside, which is interface inside what? Default method and static method also. Got it? Okay, if I want to use this method, what I can do? First I have to implement this my interface. So first implement it, my interface, correct, and easily I can call here now. So how can I call? Simple, with the help of your object only you can call it. So you can call default, you can create object of the default method test t equal to new default method test, and with the help of this one t dot my default methods you can call. Okay, and once you call it, you can see the output. What is the output? Let's see guys, what is the output? So Java is awesome. So this is the Java 1.8 features which is coming with the default method. In the same way, if I talk about the static method also, so let me go to the slide and you can see this example. We are able to define it, correct, but make sure don't use Java 1.8 below. You have to use Java 1.8 above JDK, then only you can get these features. Okay, what is the static method in interface? So a static method is also a part of the Java 1.8 that allow the declaration of the static method in the interface. Prior to Java 8 interface could only declare a abstract method that had to be implemented by the classes. That implementation of the interface with a static method, however, interface can be new, provided a default implementation of the method that are shared by all classes with the implementations of the interface. So for example, we have a one interface which is my interface, so we can declare our static method also as well as default method also, and you can easily call it also. Okay, so I hope you guys understood, and you can call directly with the class name. So my interface dot static method, this is a static method into the interface. Okay, do one thing. This is the default method. I try to call this particular method with the help of the interface name. So what is the interface name? My interface dot what? No, it's not coming. So I can't call directly those default method, but if I create here a static method, for example, a statics void my statics method in interface. This is the long method I have created in my entire life, I think. Okay, let me write here. Oh my god, Java is awesome. Okay, so this is the static method. There is no error. If you see here in this compiler or Eclipse, there is no error we have got as of now. Let me run this code. Java is awesome. Oh my god, Why? Because I am not called this method as of now. So what we can do, so this is the static method, so we can call with the class name also, but let me call with the interface name first. Okay, so my interface dot my static method interface, we can call it. Okay, so with the help of the interface class methods one, interface name with interface class method we can call, which is static, guys. So I hope you understood what is the use of it and how we can declare default and static method inside the interface, and this is the Java 1.8 features. Okay, let me go forward and let's see the example. So this is the optional classes. What is the optional classes? So optional classes is also a very very important Java 1.8 features. What is the benefits while using a optional classes? So it's available in java.util.optional package or classes, you can say. The optional class is a container object that may or may not contains non-null value. The optional class is a features introduced in the Java 8, provides a way to handle the null value. So optional class is providing a way to handle a null value in more concise and functional style. Okay, so it means that it's saying like that, if you use the traditional coding, whatever we are using, so through that we are getting so many places null point exception, but if you take the help of the optional classes, maybe it's reduce it and you don't want to write a lots of the code also, so it will concise it also. Prior to the Java 8, handling null value required numerous if-else statements which need a code difficult to read and understand. So if you use the before Java 8 1.8, we are handling the exception, null point exception with the help of the if-else statement, but now we don't want. We can use the optional classes. The optional classes provides, let me see, a way to handle a null value, right? It's provide a methods like that, is present or else set or else throw. So you can utilize those method and we can easily handle null pointer exception. No need to write if else condition. Here if you see, this is the working example of the optional classes. So this is the optional class name, optional example. This is the main method. We have a string hello, a string to have, we have a null. So this is the optional classes we have written, str1 str2 we have written, and we have written like that, is present true, is present false, it will give, because this optional str2 having a what, null value, because of that it will return false, and if it is present it will return true. So like that we can use it and we can utilize the feature of the optional classes. What is the collectors? So collectors we have already discussed in the very good way. Okay, we have discussed each and every method of the collectors. So collector is one of the utility classes in Java that provide a set of the static methods of working with the streams. So basically collectors we are using working with the streams only and collecting the result into the various data structures such as list, set, map and more. It's a part of the java.util.stream package and was introduced in the Java 1.8. So it's also part of the Java 1.8 collector classes. Using the collector classes, you can easily transform a stream of the elements into a collections or perform some aggregation operations on the element in the stream. Some of the commonly used method in the collector classes include. So basically whatever the methods we have, okay, in the collector classes, those are really very important. To list, to set, to map, joining, counting, summing in and averaging it. So please guys, I have already created video for that. So please go and watch those video first. Okay, next. So this is the example. You can see what is the collectors. You can use like that, collectors, stream filter collect collector dot to list. What is the forEach? forEach method is very important. Why? Because you don't want to use the loop. For example, you want to print one of the list. So while printing a list, you have to take the help of the iterator or maybe the loop. But in that case, you don't want. forEach method easily it will do for you. So forEach method is available in the iterator also or stream also. So even you are doing work with the collection or you are doing work with the stream, you can get the benefit of the forEach methods. The return type of the forEach method is void. It will take the parameter as a consumer, which is function, and you can iterate one by one element from that collection. Okay, this is the example of forEach. You can see here and you can see the output also. For example, we have a list of the name, okay, li, scope and something. What we can do, names dot forEach, we can apply on the collections and you can print one by one each and every element with the help of the lambda expression. Okay guys, so in this example we will create a list of the string names and the call the for each method on it, we pass a lambda expression that takes a string argument and print it. The console, the for each method apply into the lambda expression. Each element is a list of the input. Okay, so I hope you guys understood as of now, but let me take the example so that you can understood in the better way. So let me create one class quickly, and let me give the name called test java 8. Okay, and let me quickly write one main methods. Okay, what is the use of collector? So for example, we have a list of the some data, maybe the integer. Okay, and I will define here list dot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want to find the even numbers only. So what I can do? First I will convert list into the stream, then after I will apply the filter. After filter, what I have to do? I have to do like that. I have to check each and every element which is modulo division with the 2 equal to 0. I have to store those data because I want to filter even numbers, so we can collect with the help of the collector classes. So this is the collectors dot to list. I can call it and I can simply store those data inside the collect. Okay, so here you can just print it, those collect data, whatever we have collected, which is nothing but even number it will print. Okay, so like that we can use the collector. You can see here. Let me break this one. Okay guys, let me run this code. So this is the collector examples. In the same way, if I want to use the for each method, what I can do? For example, I have a list of the data. I can use here for each, no issue. In the for each, I have to pass lambda expressions, which is consumer. So one parameters, and here I have to write system.out.println, and one by one element I can print, which is nothing but e. And it's a one line of the code I can write with the for each, and I can print it. I don't want to write a loop for that. Okay, you can see the output here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to convert this into the functional interface, you already know how to convert it. Okay, println. You don't want to write this one also. Okay, so this is the method reference. You can take the help of the method reference and you can make it more simple, and it will print like that. If you remove the ln, it will give it one line also. Okay guys, I hope you understood. Okay, let me go with the next example. So we have discussed the for each also, all those things also. Let me go with the next one, which is parallel array sorting. What is the parallel array sorting? Okay, what is the parallel array sorting? So parallel array sorting means, parallel array sorting are the features introduced in the Java 8 that allow you to sort the array of the elements in the parallel, making use of the multiple core available in the modern CPU. This is the result in the significant performance. So basically parallel sorting we can use in the array. So we have an array class and we can use those array classes to sort the particular array. So we have a parallel sort, we can pass the object or any of the integer value or double value, boolean value, it will sort it quickly. Okay, so parallel method is came inside the Java 1.8. For example, this is the data we have and it's not in the sorted order. So what we can do? Okay, this is not a sorted order. So I want to sort it. What we can do? So we can take the help of the array classes, which is parallel sorting. So we can write array ARRAYS arrays dot parallel sort. And here you can pass multiple times the data, byte, char, long, double, whatever you have. Okay, and you can take the help of this one and you can pass here list. Okay, but it will take the help of the array only. So what we can do, for example, we have some array. So let me define one array. So ARR, and in this array I have some data. For example, this is the array, and here I have some data called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, comma, like that. So this is the data I have and I want to sort it. So what I can do, I can pass here. Okay, and after that if you print, what is the ARR? You can see the output. What is the ARR? Okay, so you can see the benefits of the parallel sort. It's quickly sort all those elements, but it will not print the proper way. Okay, if you see here, it's not printed in the proper way. So what we can do for that? So first we can write here ln. This is the one things, and while printing an array, we can take the help of the array only. So arrays dot to strings, and then after we can pass our array. So in the good way, it will print it, and you can see the output. It's printed each and everything. 1 2 3 4 5 6, but it's a sorted order. 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 5 7 here. Okay, so it's a this is the parallel sort. Okay, it's also very important, so please go through that and try to understand. This is the example of the parallel sort. You can use, see here, this is the numbers, which is the integers array, and you can apply the parallel sort, and you can see the example here. Okay guys, thank you so much. This is the Java 8 features.